So you might remember the other week I planted out some seedlings, and at the time I thought maybe I was sort of being a little too premature and maybe a little risky. And today I confirm that yes, it was a bit of a risk, and I've fallen into that classic gardener's trap of not hardening your plants off properly. So I'm going to take you outside a moment and just show you I'm going to take you outside in a moment and show you the effects of not hardening off your plants properly. But before I go outside and show you what's going on, I'll just show you what's going on in my kitchen first of all. So yeah, I've potted on my penstemons. They're growing along quite nicely. So there's a few of them there, and a few over there as well. Got some calendula there. My tomato plants are getting quite beastly. Obviously it's still way too early to take them out to the garden yet. Chili plants at the back there are doing quite nicely, and down here we've got some agastache or whatever they're called. They're doing pretty well. And then I've potted on my coleus that I sowed the other week, and as you can see they've started to grow on a little bit, and they've developed some of their classic colouring on the true leaves here. In fact, if you look closely you can see second set of true leaves coming through, so they're doing pretty well. And I've sown some more black-eyed Susans in case the ones that I've potted on don't make it. And then in the middle there I am trying some delphiniums again. They failed to germinate last time, and I think it might have been because they're in a heated propagator, so I've just put them in a little tub there with some cling film over the top, and hopefully they'll germinate. If not, well, never mind. And then some more nasturtiums at the back there, and I've got a tray of asters just chilling in here for the time being. So upstairs under the grow lights I've got a tray with more petunias in, which is a good thing because the ones I planted out prematurely the other week are some have survived and quite a lot haven't. I think the wind and rains wrecked them a little bit. Over here we've got some aubrietta seedlings which I've transferred to little cells, and then this is a whole tray of lobelias which I pricked out with the trays and put into cells. So these have been under lights for 12 hours a day, and they're already starting to put on a little bit of growth. So a few more weeks, hopefully when the weather improves, I'll get them out in the garden. But I think I will make more of an effort to harden them off this time rather than sling them out into the elements and hope for the best, which is what I normally do. So you may remember the other week when I planted out some seedlings early, I knew I was taking a bit of a risk, and to be quite honest, the risk hasn't really paid off. I mean, it has and it hasn't. So in this pot you can see the violas are absolutely fine. That was a primula that was already in there. These nemesias took a total battering, but they seem to be okay. There's another viola down there. So I can't remember what these were. I think these were petunias, but they've been completely destroyed. I think that's a combination of wind, rain and snail attacks. It's the same story in this tub as well. And then in this trough here Again, the violas are quite hardy. They seem to be able to weather things quite easily without being hardened off. This Nemesia is just about alive, but then the begonias, I think this is snails. They've been munched down to nothing, and yeah, you can see that's unlikely to survive there either. In this trough, however, you can see how these begonias have been sun scorched and chewed by slugs and snails, but I think they might be alright. So yeah, it's kind of 50% success probably, I would say. Moving over to my planter, I've added some anti-rhinums in there as well, because they're hardy. They've spent quite a while in the cold frame first, so they are pretty solid. It's going to take quite a lot to destroy them. So this top tier is a total mess. Again, violas are fine. I think one or two of the petunias will survive, but you can see all this sort of dead leaf matter in here, so it's not looking great. But underneath, I think possibly because it's had a little bit of shelter, I mean, that petunia there is looking really nice actually, so that's going to be okay. It's toughened up a bit. Yeah, see that one as well. And then underneath, again, probably due to extra shelter, this petunia is looking fine as well, so that's not so bad. And in this hanging basket, again, it's a bit of a disaster zone. Again, I've put some anti-rhinums in, but I think the wind snaps most of them off, but they might be alright. So I'm probably going to end up needing to replant this basket. I'll just let the weather improve first and then put some more seedlings in. What I did the other day was, this cold frame was absolutely stocked with snapdragons, so I've potted up this big silver pot a few days ago with some apple blossom snapdragons and some dark orange snapdragons, and they're absolutely fine, nice and tough. So yeah, they're growing away quite nicely. And also what I've done is, because I haven't got much room for more pots, I've just potted in with other pots, just the odd snapdragon here. There's one in with the bleeding heart there, and then down here in with the clematis, I've put a few in there, and then in here as well, and over there, and in with the rose. Just about a little splash of colour here and there. But yeah, so the weather's not been particularly good recently, just constant rain, and as you can probably tell, it's quite windy today, and there is a storm headed our way tonight and tomorrow, so I might have to bring some things in. Yeah, and yesterday, before I was aware there was a storm coming, I potted some baskets up with some nasturtium seedlings. So you can see them there, they look quite weak, and I did put a Thunbergia or Black-Eyed Susan seedling in there, so whether they'll survive the oncoming storm, I don't know. I might have to bring these baskets into the alleyway. And there's another basket with some nasturtiums in. So they're quite young. I mean, you can see already the wind last night snapped that leaf off. So, oh yeah, and here. So I'm not, things aren't looking too hopeful in that department, unfortunately. But yes, also yesterday I potted these Black-Eyed Susans into this tub with this metal obelisk for them to grow up. Again, I think because it's going to be so windy tonight, I'm going to have to bring those in, because I don't really want them getting destroyed. But yeah, other than that, there's a couple of nice little things that have appeared. There's a snake's head fritillary Planted a few of these around the garden in September or October, I think, and a few of them have popped up, so that's a nice thing to look at. And bluebells starting to come up now, which is nice. So they always look nice. I know these are the Spanish ones. You should really kind of get rid of them and replace them with English ones, really, but they do look nice, to be honest. And yeah, the clematis is really starting to bud up flower buds. So I reckon another 3 weeks and we'll have some flowers out on there, which would be lovely. And oh yeah, also yesterday, because it was pissing down with rain, and I was feeling a bit depressed about it, I decided to treat myself to a small olive tree. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that one grow. Also, I've sown some alyssum and some poppies in little pots here, and some down there as well in my little pop-out greenhouse. You can see they're starting to germinate, so fingers crossed they'll do okay, and when they've grown on a little bit I can pop them around in different places in the garden to add a little bit of extra colour, which would be nice.